Summer is finally here, and now that we are past the summer solstice, the nights will be gradually getting longer and darkness descends earlier. Warm nights make it easier to stay out, but increasing humidity generally makes it more difficult to view night sky objects with any clarity. That said, let's explore the planets and some deep sky objects.
Mercury remains in the western sky for about an hour after sunset. At about 5 arc seconds in size, it is too small to resolve any detail, but at magnitude 0, it is easy to spot to the west, about 10 degrees above the horizon at sunset, but there isn't much time to observe it. Venus remains high in the sky, setting 2 hours after sunset at magnitude minus 4.7. Its apparent size increases by a whopping 60%, going from 34 arc seconds to 54 arc seconds throughout the month. Last month we took a quick tour from the Tycho crater to the northeast on the Moon. This month we will look more in depth around the Tycho crater. Tycho is a 54-mile diameter crater caused by a tremendous impact which scattered lunar regolith, that fine dust-like soil on the Moon, for hundreds of miles in all directions. The detritus formed rays that spread out from the crater, making it easy to find Tycho in the central southwest quadrant of the Moon. Follow the longest ray to the northeast and find 15-mile wide crater Menelaus on the edge of the Sea of Serenity. Continuing along the ray, you will find the crater Bessel, a bit smaller, at 10 miles in diameter. Note the darkness of the lava to the south. It is estimated at 3.8 billion years old, while that to the north is lighter in color and estimated to be 3 billion years old. What's the true color of the Moon? Well, think of freshly laid asphalt. Yes, it's that dark. If it were the color of most beach sand, a light tan color, we would be able to see in color much as we would on a cloudy day. Mars joins Venus, a match made in heaven, the goddess of beauty and the god of war. Mars shines at magnitude 1.7, quite a bit dimmer than the goddess of beauty, but still easily distinguished by its distinctive orange-red glow. Too far away for most any but the most powerful of telescopes, its diminutive 4 arc-second size continues to shrink as we pull away from it in our orbit. Ceres 1 is our asteroid of the month. The largest object in the asteroid belt, at magnitude 8.8, the 600-mile diameter asteroid moves about a quarter of a degree per night. Make a sketch on 2 separate nights of the area, and the star that moved is Ceres. You will find it starting on the 1st near the galaxy M49 and to the west of galaxy NGC 4636 at the end of the month. You will need to capture it in the early evening, though, in the western sky. Jupiter rises shortly after 2 a.m. on the 1st and 2 hours earlier by the end of the month. It brightens from minus 2.2 to minus 2.4 during the month. Io and its shadow transit Jupiter on the 11th of July starting at 4:35 a.m. On the 19th, Ganymede will transit starting at 3:23 a.m. Saturn rises to the east around 11 p.m. on the 15th and 10 p.m. by the end of the month. The ring planet shines at magnitude 0.7 on the 1st and 0.2 at the end of the month. The ring's angle is also increasing since last month's minimum, widening from 7.3 to 8.1 degrees. See if you can spot the Cassini division, the dark bands separating the inner and outer rings. Take your time observing, as our atmosphere will cause objects to come in and out of focus due to the heat rising into the upper atmosphere during the night. Spend some time and find Titan shining at magnitude 8.5. You will need a small telescope to find it. Uranus rises around 2:30 a.m. on the 1st and 45 minutes after midnight on the 31st. The turquoise planet can be found in Aries to the northeast and lower in the sky than Jupiter. At 3.5 arc seconds and magnitude 5.8, a small telescope or binoculars should be able to view its disk. Neptune rises at midnight on the 1st and around 10 p.m. on the 31st. At a magnitude 7.8, you'll need a telescope to reveal its tiny 2 arc second disk. Be sure to verify that you see a blue disk, which is distinctive against the coloration of stars in the same apparent area. The Southern Delta Aquariid meteor shower occurs from July 12th to August 23rd, peaking on July 30th at 25 meteors per hour. The moon will be 90% lit, so it may be too bright until it sets at 2:30 a.m. on the 31st. Our comet of the month shifts to 11th magnitude comet 237P Linear. At 11th magnitude, you will need dark skies and at least an 8-inch telescope at a magnification of 150. Consult the Minor Planet Center for exact coordinates. The nearest object of note is to the west-northwest NGC 6790, a globular star cluster. Our constellation of the month is an easy-to-find one with an easy-to-find object, Hercules, and the Great Hercules Cluster. At magnitude 5.8, even a small telescope can find it. Consisting of somewhere around 400,000 stars, it lies some 25,117 light-years from us, filling an area of about 145 light-years across. The Arecibo radio telescope in Puerto Rico transmitted a message to that area in 1974, essentially saying that we are here. The question of the month is, what is redshift? Well, this is analogous to sound. That is, when an ambulance approaches you, its siren is a high pitch, and as it passes away from you, the tone gets lower. The same thing happens to light, so that something moving towards you will be shifted to be more bluish, and those receding away from you will be shifted towards the red end of the spectrum. Measuring that shift can give you a good estimate of its speed relative to you. The spectrum of light is distinguished by lines of frequency, which are the basic elements or atomic frequencies. So, for instance, hydrogen is active at 656.281 nanometers in wavelength. If the line is shifted, then we can determine how fast an object is coming toward or away from us. Here is your orrery for the month. Here is your calendar of events. Join us at the Last Green Valley in the Connecticut Deep, No Child Left Inside program for the Perseid meteor shower weekend on August 8th to 11th at the Patchogue State Forest. We will have an abundance of activities including viewing the sun and nighttime viewing, crafts, etc. Hope to see you there. Go out and enjoy the night sky while it's nice and warm.